Love is supposed to be built on trust. That's what I believed when I proposed to Emma, the woman I thought would be my forever. She was breathtaking, hazel eyes that sparkled under city lights, laughter that melted my worst days, and a touch that sent electricity through my veins. Every second spent with her felt like a promise, a whisper of a lifetime we would share. Our relationship had been the kind people envied. We had inside jokes, weekend traditions, and long nights of whispered dreams. She was my best friend, my partner, my soon-to-be wife. I had never questioned her love. Until the night my world fell apart. The bachelor party. Excitement buzzed through the air as I packed my bags. Las Vegas awaited, a weekend of laughter, luxury, and one last celebration of my singlehood before stepping into married life. Ryan, my best man, had planned everything: penthouse suite, exclusive clubs, and just enough chaos to make it memorable. Emma kissed me at the airport, her arms tightening around my waist. "Have fun, but not too much fun," she teased, lips brushing my ear. I chuckled, pressing a lingering kiss on her forehead. "I only have eyes for you." She smiled, but there was something in her expression, something fleeting, unreadable. I ignored it. Landing in Vegas, I let the city consume me. Neon lights stretched endlessly, the sound of laughter and music filling the air. Drinks flowed, poker chips clinked, and beautiful women surrounded us. Temptation lurked at every turn, but my heart remained anchored to Emma. Between drinks and late-night gambling, I called her, sent pictures, told her I missed her. But her replies were brief, distant. Maybe she's just busy with wedding prep, I reasoned. I never expected the truth would be so much worse. The video that changed everything. Saturday night. I was halfway through a whiskey when my phone vibrated. An unknown number. Probably a spam call, I thought, dismissing it. Then, a message followed. "You deserve to know the truth." An attachment loaded, a video. Confused, I tapped the screen. The moment it started playing, my entire world shattered. Emma, my Emma, lay sprawled on our bed, her naked body tangled with another man. Their movements were unmistakable, their moans of pleasure filling my ears like a sick melody. My stomach twisted. Blood pounded in my head. Then, the final blow. A familiar voice. A laugh I had known my entire life. Mason. My best friend. The man I had trusted with everything. The whiskey glass slipped from my fingers, shattering against the floor. The room around me blurred as rage surged through my veins. My chest heaved, breaths coming in ragged gasps. Ryan saw my face. "What's wrong?" Wordlessly, I handed him the phone. He watched, his expression darkening with each second. When the video ended, silence stretched between us. "Who sent this?" he asked, voice dangerously low. I checked the number. No name. But the betrayal in the video spoke louder than any words. My bride-to-be. My best man. Together. It felt like a goddamn joke. I wanted to scream, to break something, to confront them. But then an idea formed, a slow, cold, calculating idea. "Ryan," I said, voice eerily calm. "We're finishing this party." He frowned. "What?" I met his gaze, the anger inside me morphing into something sharper, more precise. "I'm going to ghost her at the altar." Ryan's lips curved into a slow grin. "Now that is how you destroy a cheater." And just like that, my bachelor party had a new purpose. Not to celebrate my wedding, but to prepare for my revenge. I returned home carrying a secret that burned inside me like wildfire. Every glance at Emma felt like a slap to the face. Every time she touched me, I imagined Mason's hands on her. But I played my role. Smiling. Loving. Pretending. I had to be careful. I couldn't let her suspect anything. Emma ran into my arms the moment I stepped through the front door, pressing her lips against mine. "I missed you so much," she whispered, fingers curling around my shirt. I forced a smile, letting her hold me. "Me too." Lies. I wanted to shove her away. I wanted to scream, demand answers, make her feel even a fraction of the pain I felt. But I had something better planned. She would suffer, but not in the way she expected. She would feel abandoned. She would feel shame. She would feel the weight of her own betrayal crushing her like an avalanche. And I would be nowhere in sight when it happened. Setting the stage. The week leading up to the wedding was pure torment. Emma fluttered around, showing me floral arrangements, table settings, dress fittings, while all I saw was the woman who had betrayed me. Mason acted like nothing had happened. He laughed, joked, patted my back as if he hadn't stabbed me in it. Coward. He didn't know I had seen the video. Didn't know I had evidence. Ryan worked in the shadows. I sent the files to a few people, he said one night over whiskey. Let's just say, when you vanish on your wedding day, people will know why. I exhaled, tension easing slightly. Good. Let the world judge her. Let her drown in the humiliation. The night before the wedding, I stood before the mirror, adjusting my tuxedo. My reflection looked different, colder, sharper. Emma entered, arms wrapping around my waist from behind. Nervous? She teased, resting her chin on my shoulder. I smiled. A little. She kissed my neck. Tomorrow we'll finally be husband and wife. My stomach twisted. She had whispered similar words to Mason in that damn video. Yeah, I murmured. Can't wait. That was my last lie. Tomorrow I would be gone. The wedding that never happened. The venue sparkled with extravagance. A grand ballroom draped in white roses, golden chandeliers casting soft light over rows of elegantly dressed guests. The string quartet played, and murmurs of excitement filled the air. Emma, radiant in her designer gown, stood at the entrance, veil delicately placed over her flawless face. Except her groom was nowhere to be found. I was supposed to be waiting at the altar. Instead, I was miles away, sipping bourbon in a luxury hotel suite, watching everything unfold from afar. Ryan sat across from me, phone in hand. They just announced you're missing, he said with a smirk. Emma's freaking out. Good. Play the final card, I said, swirling my drink. Ryan tapped his screen. Within moments, every guest's phone buzzed. Emails. Messages. Videos. The truth. Emma's perfect day dissolved into chaos. Gasps. Shouts. The murmurs turned to scandalized whispers. Then, the screaming started. Emma's wail echoed through the grand hall. Mason's face drained of color as the guests turned on him. And me? I was already moving on. Because ghosts don't look back. I woke up in my hotel suite, the distant hum of the city beneath me. No alarms. No wedding bells. No regrets. Ryan sat across the room, scrolling through his phone with a smirk. Dude, you have no idea how bad it is. I stretched, feeling lighter than I had in weeks. Tell me. He chuckled, tossing me his phone. See for yourself. I swiped through the messages, each one dripping with shock, rage, and scandal. Mom, where are you? Emma is hysterical. Dad, call me. Immediately. Emma, this isn't funny. Where the hell are you? Emma, 2 hours later please, baby, this has to be a mistake. Just come back, we can fix this. Emma, 5 hours later, how could you do this to me? In front of everyone. Then, the best one. Mason, you ruined both our lives, man. You had no right. I laughed, shaking my head. No right? He slept with my fiancée. Ryan raised his whiskey glass. Cheers to making cheaters cry. Emma's breakdown. Videos had already surfaced online. Guests recording the moment Emma collapsed in sobs, her perfect wedding reduced to ashes. The moment Mason was confronted, his face pale as accusations flew at him. And the best part? The world now knew why I had disappeared. The video evidence had spread like wildfire. Family, friends, social media. Everyone had seen her betrayal in high definition. Emma's picture-perfect image? Gone. She tried damage control, of course. I saw her pitiful attempts. A tearful post about misunderstandings. A desperate plea that people shouldn't believe everything they see. But no one bought it. She had been caught, bare and exposed, in the most humiliating way possible. Mason's fall. Mason's life crumbled just as fast. His long-term girlfriend, Olivia, dumped him in the most public way imaginable, showing up at his apartment with a suitcase and tossing his belongings onto the street. Someone recorded the whole thing. "You thought you were getting away with it?" Olivia screamed, hurling his clothes at him. "You thought you could betray the people who loved you and walk away clean?" Mason begged, pleaded. But there was no fixing it. I smirked as I watched the footage. He had taken everything from me, and now? He had nothing. Emma's desperate attempt. 3 days later, my phone rang. "Emma." I let it ring. Then, a text. "Emma, I need to see you. Please. Just once." Ryan raised an eyebrow. "You're not actually considering it, are you?" I exhaled. "Oh, I'm considering it. Because I wanted to see her fall apart. Because I wanted to hear her excuses. Because I wanted to watch her realize she had lost me forever. So I sent her a simple reply. Me, 1 meeting. That's all. And I couldn't wait to watch her break. You said. I arrived at the cafe 15 minutes late. Not because I was busy, just because I wanted her to sit there, waiting, stewing in her own anxiety. Emma sat at a corner table, hands wrapped around a coffee cup, eyes darting toward the door every few seconds. When she saw me, relief flashed across her face. "Thank God," she whispered as I slid into the chair across from her. I leaned back, arms crossed. "You have 5 minutes." She flinched, probably expecting warmth, maybe even a chance at redemption. "Not today. Not ever." The last excuses. Emma's lower lip trembled. "I don't even know where to start. Try explaining why you thought screwing my best friend was a good idea." She winced, guilt darkening her hazel eyes. "It was a mistake." I laughed coldly. "No, Emma. A mistake is forgetting to buy milk. You had a full-fledged affair in my bed." Her hands clenched into fists. "It didn't mean anything." I cocked my head. "So, you threw away everything we had for nothing?" She opened her mouth, but no words came. "Exactly. You don't love me," I said. "You just love the idea of me." Tears welled in her eyes. "That's not true." I was scared." "Scared of what?" I asked, voice sharp. She inhaled shakily. "Scared of getting married. Of settling down. I thought, maybe if I did something reckless, I'd feel something. But I only felt sick afterward." I stared at her, disgust rising in my chest. "And Mason?" Emma wiped at her tears. "He was there. He listened. I was weak." I shook my head, standing. "No, Emma. You weren't weak. You were selfish." She shot up from her seat, gripping my wrist. "Please, don't walk away from us." I pried her fingers off. "There is no us. Not anymore." Her breath hitched. "You still love me. I know you do." I looked at her one last time. "No, Emma. I loved who I thought you were." Then, I walked out the door, leaving her behind, just like she deserved. Epilogue, moving on. Months passed. Emma tried reaching out a few more times, but I never responded. The last I heard, she moved away, unable to handle the shame. Mason disappeared too. No friends, no respect, no future. Ryan and I celebrated their downfall with drinks one night. "To cheaters getting what they deserve," he toasted. "To never looking back," I added. And I didn't. Because I had one.